Hello everybody, it is Calxiyn here. If you guys enjoyed this video, you guys should become patrons over on Patreon to support the channel, but you guys should subscribe for weekly Kingdom Hearts content with all the trailers, and maybe even more than weekly, maybe twice a week. I'm not really sure what I'm going to fit into my schedule yet, but I'm really excited to sort of share my ideas about the new world that was at the end of the Kingdom Hearts trailer. And first, I kind of want to go over, I guess it's sort of a theory, but it's more like a piecing together of events. And so I want to kind of show you guys these screenshots that I collected. So that first one is Xehanort, and he has sort of 13 like replicas or copies that, you know, are opening up the sky, are like summoning Kingdom Hearts. And we see that it's summoning Kingdom Hearts, I think, because of another screenshot that is in sort of this couple. You guys are gonna lose me on screen, by the way, for a couple of these, but yeah, you can see like the moon, right? And so that is obviously Kingdom Hearts' moon. That's Xehanort sort of using the Keyblades for his summoning stuff. Let's rearrange the ordering of those screenshots. Oh, not of me. Anyway, so you guys can sort of see, yeah, you guys can see the moon, you guys can see that Xehanort is using the Keyblades to kind of do that, like, purple thing to the sky, right? And purple is a symbolic color that we saw in the trailer, the other trailer, right? Because, or the opening, I should say, the opening to the game, because Xehanort sees something purple in the sky and his eyes sort of are filled with that purple. I'm not saying, like, it's, like, evil or something, but I'm saying that I think that's, like, sort of the summoning juice. I don't know how to explain it necessarily, but a lot of people think that Xehanort is being brainwashed by the Keyblade that was, you know, obviously passed down, like Lushu was told by the Master of Masters to pass it down, right, and Xehanort got it. We don't know if it was given to him or if he took it. A couple of months ago, I did this theory about how, you know, Xehanort sees the Keyblade, like, on the wall or whatever, like when he's doing that chess game with Ericus, and he just decides to take it, even though it's not necessarily meant for him, and he's like, well, it's mine now, and then he runs away, and so that's what kind of, you know, makes Ericus and Xehanort lose touch for a while, right? But they're still old friends, as Ericus, you know, points out and whatever. That was my sort of idea. But basically what I think is that the Keyblade is somehow tied to the summoning, and the 13 copies of it are sort of, you know, maybe more of a, like, a symbolic thing, but I think it may be actually, like, he's almost turned the vessels into more Keyblades. And that would sort of help with the idea that the Keyblade is, like, possessing people, because it just turns them in to more Keyblades to summon, I guess, this world, you could say, right? I'm not saying that that's the exact answer, but anyway, you guys are gonna lose me for a couple seconds again. But there's this detailing on the walls in a couple of the scenes, and you sort of see it with Sora, you see it when Axel is talking to who we think is Xion, but we did a theory on that already a couple days ago. Or I should say, we did a Xion and Roxas theory a couple weeks ago, but then we did a theory on, hey, that's definitely Xion, and I explained why in my trailer analysis the other day. But I guess my point is that this detailing on the wall is, like, basically the same as the other detailing on the wall with Axel, right? Because if you look at it, it's basically the same, like, it's basically the same thing. Like, it looks, I guess, slightly different because it looks more, you know, finely curved, you could say, but the idea is basically sort of the same. And so what I would sort of say that means, if you want to say that it sort of means anything, is that I really think, and these are just some other screenshots of the world so you guys can see, yeah, there's a lot of detailing, right? And then if I pull up another screenshot, you guys can sort of see this world is very sort of like hilly to some extent, you know what I mean? Like it seems sort of mountainous, and I think the Keyblade Graveyard, with all those buildings sort of coming up of the rubble, it's sort of the same, you know what I mean? So I could really see that this place is built atop of the Keyblade Graveyard. So here's basically my idea for that particularly. And so basically I think is that this world has been resummoned because of whatever Xehanort's doing at the Keyblade Graveyard, and this world is somehow, if it translates to the Stairway to Heaven, it is the connection to get to Kingdom Hearts, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like that's sort of the idea, and that's why, like, people fought here in the Keyblade Graveyard for the light for Kingdom Hearts, because it was literally the stairway to Kingdom Hearts, if you want to call it that, and that's why it was then destroyed. So basically, that is my idea, is that what Xehanort is doing in the Keyblade Graveyard, why the buildings come up, you know what I mean, and all of that stuff, what he's doing with his 13, like, replica Keyblades, and he's doing the pointy thing at the sky and summoning the Kingdom Hearts heart, if you want to call it that, and all that. I think it's because basically what you need to do to summon Kingdom Hearts is that you need to somehow resurrect this world, and that's what he did, because I could see that if in, I guess, games like Union Cross, if Keyblade wielders fought over the light, this place would be entirely destroyed. And so Xehanort's goal was like, okay, first of all, I'll summon the 13 darknesses and then the 7 lights and we'll fight, and somehow this will resurrect the stairway to Kingdom Hearts, the stairway to heaven, because that is what the name has basically translated to. And so that's really what I think is going on here. And so this may be sort of the final world, right? It's the stairway to Kingdom Hearts, and Sora's like, what the fuck? Like, you know, when he's looking around and all that. And so I think that that's sort of very, very interesting, and I think this world is also interesting, because when I first saw it, I was like, you know, that kind of looks like Daybreak Town, like just the sort of, as you guys can sort of see, I'll put my hand over it, but you guys can sort of see the clock tower, the castle situation there. It sort of reminds me of Daybreak Town, so I was like, is this Daybreak Town before it was Daybreak Town? Because basically my idea was Daybreak Town was named Daybreak Town after it was put into the realm of sleep, because it, you know, it has that to do with sort of the daybreak and all that, right? It's just sort of one of those sort of things, if that makes sense. And so Daybreak Town is actually this place before it was put into the realm of sleep, before all the bad events happened. But I actually think that that's not the case. I think that Daybreak Town and this place are two separate worlds. I think that Daybreak Town was sort of just, you know, established maybe like with the Keyblade wielder sometime after, or sometime before, or sometime just during the same time period as the sort of stairway kingdom, if that's what you want to call it. And maybe that's sort of the reason, like, that's where Mom came from, the Master of Masters, right? Like, say the Master of Masters and all of them, they had sort of an organization here in the stairway kingdom, if you want to call it that, the Scala or whatever, you know. I think that basically what happened is, like, Mom and then maybe some other people were just sent around, and so Mom was like, okay, I'll pick 5 people, 6 people if you count Lucio, right? And you know, they'll do the thing and they won't fight, or maybe they will because I want them to, right? Because he's kind of a sketchy character, right? The Master of Masters. Like, I think he really set this up, and so maybe he came from here, because Xehanort was saying, like, this was, like, the great place for Keyblade wielders and all that stuff, you know, all the stuff that Xehanort was sort of saying. So my idea would be is that basically Master of Masters is at like, the top hierarchy of Keyblade wielders, and the top Keyblade wielders are here, right? The top Keyblade wielders are here. Then you have just Keyblade wielders that sort of live in other worlds, and so one of those worlds was Daybreak Town. So, you know, one of the top Keyblade wielders, if you want to call it that, came to Daybreak Town and then made his own little organization, and then you asked to do what? Because why would they want this place to be destroyed? Like, why would he want to cause a Keyblade war? To be honest, I don't think that we can really predict that. I think that, first of all, the Master of Masters is too unpredictable a character, and I think it's really leading up for him to sort of, I don't know, almost be the big bad, or like, oh, Xehanort was just sort of a pawn of a greater scheme, like, because Xehanort's whole thing is that he was scientifically curious. What would happen if I recreated another Keyblade war? But he never caused it in the first place, right? And so there's a greater sort of villain even past Xehanort, because Xehanort is just doing it out of, like, scientific curiosity. But who did it, like, for malicious intention in the first place? Does that make sense? Like, Xehanort is just captured by history, but who is the one that started it all? That is really the big bad. That is what I would argue, at least. That is what I would say. And so I think that this place, right, Daybreak Town may have taken inspiration from this place, but this is because this place was the stairway to the light, right? The stairway to Kingdom Hearts. So of course you'd want to sort of take, like, inspiration from this sort of area, from this town, right? And I think that it's hard, how am I gonna explain this? I don't usually make Kingdom Hearts theories about plot. Like, when I make Kingdom Hearts theories, it's like, oh, maybe we'll get to play as Xehanort in the tutorial, which was an idea brainstorm, or, oh, this character is definitely Xion, this character is definitely Roxas, what is that gonna sort of entail, what are we gonna have that there? Because I think that is easy to predict, really, right, when you think about it. It's like, oh yeah, it's a short female character with heels, and one of them is Calxiyn, so the other one must be Xion, right? You know what I mean? And sort of that sort of process of elimination sort of stuff, right? But when it comes to plot, you really just can't. Like, I imagine if I was doing this before, right? Because I've only been doing Kingdom Hearts videos really hard this year. Like, I used to do them a couple years ago. I did some theories about 0.2, but I fell out of it. Then I started doing Ruby, and then I got into all of it again, whatever. And I don't think there's a way to predict Kingdom Hearts' plot, because I imagine myself, what if at 12 years old when I started this channel, and instead of doing Minecraft videos, I was trying to do Kingdom Hearts theories, and around that time it would have been Dream Drop Distance. Could I successfully predict Dream Drop Distance's plot? No, I don't think so. And so I'm just giving my best guess. I think that that's how the Keyblade Graveyard and this place are connected, but that doesn't mean we know anything about, like, the greater sort of reasons why, if that makes sense. So I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, subscribe again for weekly Kingdom Hearts content. Enjoy my Christmas colors, and I will see you all later. Bye.